Hi, Greg Zban here for GreggZban.com. And one of the things that we started was you send me in a question. As you know, I am a general manager for a Coca-Cola plant. And what I want to do is basically shed a little bit of light on what I do on a daily basis. And we'll get into like coaching and leadership and sales because it is a sales and distribution center that I run. And sales is a big part of it, and even operating expense control. So I want to touch on some subjects, hopefully that are important to you, and you derive some benefit out of this whole thing. So I'm trying to do like a daily or maybe a couple times a week update and of what I did. And today, on Fridays, we have a manager's meeting. We have a meeting of all my direct reports. I have 6 direct reports that run the gamut from distribution, warehousing, office manager, merchandising, and district sales managers that report into me from the sales field. And what we do is we focus very hard on operating expense control in any environment, let alone the environment that we've been in lately. Expense control is very, very important. So we focus on what we call key business indicators in each area to see how we're doing. And I really don't drill into an area if we're doing well. What we try to do is look at the key business indicators and let that guide us where we need to pay our attention. Of course, we reward and give kudos to the people that are doing well in those areas that we're not going to bring up in the manager's meeting. We do that in the sales meeting and so on and so forth. But we really want to focus in on, where do we have maybe a little looseness in our operation as far as really making sure that our efficiencies are good, making sure that we're recycling everything that we possibly can. So we go department by department the way I like to do it, and we have them bring up any relevant issues. And then at the same time we're looking at the P&L statement, the profit and loss statement, and try and tie back any of that information to see, if we're doing good, what's causing us to do good, so maybe we can duplicate it into another department. And if we're not doing so good, maybe some of the other departments can help, or we want to identify what's causing the strain on that certain department. Because one of my philosophies is that everything falls pretty much from sales. So for instance, if you are putting together an organization, you really want it to be efficient. You want your driving core to be efficient. Well, if your account managers are not, or your sales staff are not ordering correctly in the correct volumes and so on and so forth, you're not going to be very efficient on the delivery end, and you're not going to be very efficient on the warehousing end. So what I try to do is look upstream a lot of times to figure out what can we fix upstream that is going to fix a lot of things downstream. So if we identify a problem, we try to not only address that problem, but what's causing that problem upstream. And if we can affect that upstream as well, chances are we'll not only correct that problem, but maybe even some potential other problems down the road. So we focus on that, and we go department by department to make sure that everybody gets a chance to voice their opinion. We put hard numbers against it. We have open feedback, and we really want to get everybody involved during the meeting, so they feel comfortable, they feel that their voice is heard, and plus you get a lot of buy-in from people and managers if you're including them and you value their opinion. Now, I'm of the belief that I like to delegate a lot of responsibility. I think that does 2 things. It enables me to do my job better because any of the tasks that I can delegate to my able staff, I certainly do. And also, it enables them to ready themselves for the next promotion, if you will, because they're not only handling what they need to do, they're learning how to delegate, and better prepare their people and create backfill, and they themselves are being prepared for the next level. So when that promotion comes up, they might have some experience that maybe some of their other peers currently don't have. So I think that's really invaluable. So those are the key things that we touch on in a manager's meeting. So today, that's pretty much what we did. We put 2008 behind us. We did a quick wrap up of how December and year-end date went, and then we pretty much started to focus on what we were going to do to become or be more successful in '09. So set the platform for '09. So it was a very, very good meeting. It went, unfortunately, almost double the length that it normally does. I try to keep my staff meetings usually to an hour, and I try not to abuse anybody's time, but unfortunately at this time, we had to go a little bit longer because we had a lot of items to talk about, not only the recap, but also the looking forward of what the priorities would be moving forward in '09. So went a little bit longer than I usually like to. So I like to keep that to an hour because I think you start to lose people's attention anything longer than that, and of course they have a lot of things to do. We like to do that on a Friday. We can plan for the week upcoming, and we can plan not only labor but market execution, where we need to go, so on and so forth. So those are the things we look at, and please email me your comments at Gregg@greggzban.com. Now, Gregg is spelled with 2 G's, actually 3. It's GREGGZBAN, and you'll see it at the bottom here, Gregg Zban, Gregg@greggzban.com. So drop me a line if you have a question, and I'll be more than happy to answer it. I'm not going to get into, of course, any company specifics, but as far as my viewpoint on how we manage certain things, I'd certainly love to do that. So talk to you soon.